is one of the first postmodern films.
Yeah.
Where Sergio was referencing other films.
Yeah.
It was the John Ford films. Like, I literally want this to look like this scene in Searchers.
Yeah.
You can see it in the doorway shot.
Yeah.
In that train station, that doorway shot from the Searchers that's so classic. He recreates that in that train station when they walk in the door.
Yeah.
Like, no, obviously Tarantino's the new postmodern. Everything in a Tarantino film comes from another film, and he's unapologetic about it, and that's one of the things we love it because he, like Leone, he peppers it with really good dialogue.
Yeah.
Sometimes better than others. But I just thought, you know what? As a love letter to the genre, a genre that was pretty much dead when he made this movie, and to do it interesting, if you didn't put those flourishes basically he saw it as an opera.
And after the box office tanked, now the genre is dead.
He saw it as an opera. He didn't see it as, when he was making it, he realized quickly on, you know what? This is not being structured like a normal film. This is playing like a musical opera. And I can either roll with that, and he fucking rolled with it. And maybe it didn't do gangbuster box office in '68, but here we are in 2015 talking about it. And I'm blown away.
I think the film was done excellent. And, going back to Tarantino, unlike all the other directors, Tarantino makes no bones that he's sitting there saying, I'm totally using somebody else's work. A lot of directors, oh no, I thought this up on my own. Really?
No. Well, he does claim a lot of shit for his own that's not. But I will say this. You look at a movie like Django, which is pure homage to other shit. Failed. It's the only Tarantino movie I hate. I wish I hadn't seen it. It was a waste of time. Django?
Oh god, no, I hated it.
Minty, Django?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just scene after scene of stroking off. Just, much like you say, you can't get behind any character. I couldn't get behind any character in that. It just went scene to scene of more ugliness, and I didn't like anybody, and I didn't believe any of these people would actually talk in Tarantino language.
I've gotten to where I don't put much thought into his stuff anymore, though. Where I don't know if that started with Inglourious Bastards or where that started. At some point, I just all of a sudden, we talked about how there's certain movies that you just don't think about. I've gotten to with him to where, you know what, this is what it is. It's a ride.
But that's kind of sad because forever he was a guy that you didn't look at it with it is what it is.
Yeah.
He was doing shit that you hadn't seen. Pulp Fiction rocked our fucking socks off when we saw it in the theater.
It did.
Yeah.
5 times I watched that.
I like
Django.
just that one scene.
I didn't put that thought into
just that
it.
one scene of Bruce Willis when he's going back to his apartment, and he goes up the stairwell, and the camera, which a lot of times at that time they would have followed him up those stairwells, they didn't. It just slowly hangs back.
Another
case.
Case where as a young guy, I cursed that movie because if I was Bruce Willis, I would never go back for that watch. You're clear. Get out of Dodge. Don't go back for that sentimental watch. It's just like De Niro and he. Do not go back. You're out of there. As a college kid, that's what I was screaming.
Who's going back for Marcellus was getting butt raped by the Sorry.
Skip ahead 15 years?
I'd go back for that watch.
I would go back for that watch.
There's been times in my own personal life where I didn't go back for that watch. Now, kicking myself left and right. Should have gone back for that watch.
You wish you had bailed me out.
This raises a question.
I'm sorry that you were suffering with Marcellus Wallace.
This raises a question for something else, though. Do you have to compare every movie a filmmaker makes to everything he's done previously?
Not really.
I mean, do we have to hold up Django and Inglourious Bastards to the standard of Pulp Fiction because it's made by the same guy?
I don't, only because Tarantino came out and vocalized that directors decline with age. He's like, I'll never make a movie after 60 because it's just, you see that it just, every great filmmaker just
you go
goes
the
down.
Same well all the time.
I don't compare John Carpenter's The Ward to Halloween. I can try to look at it as a new experience from a filmmaker I love, and there's things I will find that I love about it.
What about Boogie Nights and the aforementioned Magnolia coming out 3 years after one another? Boogie Nights is fantastic, and Magnolia to me is an absolutely overinflated piece of shit.
Robards was good though.
Robards was
He was
good.
the only good thing.
Well,
Those
he was
were the
dying in real
and the-
life,
and the
so he was
frogs.
playing a dying
And
man.
the frogs. Those were good.
The frogs gave good performances when they were dropped from the sky. Everything else in that movie sucked. Then 7 years later, he makes There Will Be Blood. I just think it's hard to kind of hold up that same standard. Django is a different thing than Pulp Fiction.
Well, Django, like I said, is the
I
first.
can't say I hated it like you guys did. I enjoyed the movie.
I
I'm more of
disliked
a
it.
Clintonian compartmentalization dude. Each movie is it's its own project. It's its own thing. It's like each cigar. Each cigar is its own thing. Each beer is its own thing. There are beer crafters where I love one product, don't like the others. There's cigar crafters. I love one product, don't like the others. Same thing with movies. You can have bad attempts. You can whiff as a movie director.